Just before we get started with this, there will be heavy spoilers in this video for this game.
Welcome, brother and sister Astartes peoples. Today we're doing Space Marine 2.
What is your reward?
My salvation is my reward.
What is your craft?
My craft is death.
What is your pledge?
My pledge is eternal service.
So this game was thrust into our hands on the 9th of September 2024, the year of our God Emperor, and I actually got it a wee bit earlier because I got the Collector's Edition, which wasn't actually in the early access thing at the time because I pre-ordered it over a year ago, which is funny. Last June 2023, is when I fucking pre-ordered this goddamn thing. Thinking it would be out that year, but it got delayed. So I got it on the 6th. And I finished the campaign before the game was even bloody well released. That's absolutely hilarious. So yes, this is a direct sequel to Space Marine. I thought it'd maybe go through some sort of soft reboot, but they really haven't. So that's quite nice. So if you haven't played the first one, I recommend it. But if you don't want to, because getting a hold of it, unless you're on PC, is a nightmare. You could play it on Xbox 360 if you can get a cheap copy. Stores down on that system, so you're not going to get a digital copy. PS3 has it as well. I don't know if it's on their digital storefront. I imagine it is, because it's still up and running. So yeah, I would do that first, because you're going to get more context to what's actually going on at the start of the game, and throughout the campaign. You see? You get 3 game modes, you get the campaign, you get the PvE operations mode, and you get the PvP. I don't play the PvP, so I shall not be talking about it, you understand? So it's campaign, then operations. Swell. Well, we'll just get right in here then, huh?
Then let us remove it.
Soldiers, do your work!
Well, we haven't already started getting into it, you dick, but it's, yes, so you go Lieutenant Titus. He is currently in Blackwatch, and there is a Tyranid hive swarm attacking a planet called Kadaku. Very Star Warsy sounding, isn't it? But you'll go to various other planets that I can't remember, okay? There's 3 in total. I thought the game was going to be a bit bigger than what it was, but it turns out the story mode's actually quite short, and that's really, other than the odd wee performance hitches and graphical hitches and animation glitches, it's the only real criticism I have of the campaign mode. I'll go over operations in a separate part of the video, okay? Good, I'm glad you agree. So you control Titus of the Ultramarines, formerly Deathwatch, formerly captain of the second blah 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 of Ultramarines, with a guy called Carrion, and I think that's Chiron, and Gadriel. And Gadriel's a bit of a walloper, but the other one's no bad, so that's good. The voice of Titus is a guy that played Rollo in Vikings, remember that? Such a good series. Now, the game can be played single player with 2 AI buddies, or you can play it in 3-player co-op if you've got friends. That's swell, isn't it? Don't think it's local co-op, I think it's online only. I very much doubt this is get split screen, but I'm not going to be bothering my buttocks with that shiza, because I don't play with anybody else but myself, who are captain. I saw the Tyranid you're fighting, there doesn't appear to be any gene stealers, it's just Tyranid warriors, termagants, who are a pain in the arse, lictors, who I really hate, and other wormy things. There's a hive tyrant in there somewhere, and yeah, no gene stealers, no gene stealer cult, no gene stealer hybrids with guns, nothing like that. Just the sort of more swarmy type of enemies, which is fine. I was expecting a gene stealer, but you get carnifexes instead, and they're a pain in the arse. But they're not as bad as lictors, because at least they don't appear every 3 seconds. There's an achievement, right, where you have to kill a lictor before it comes out of its camouflage, and you're like, how in the fuck am I going to do that? I'm not going to do that. That's exactly what I'm not going to fucking do. So you make your way through the campaign. It's about 10 hours long, and you've got the Tyranids, and you've got Chaos. And the Chaos faction this time is the Thousands Huns. And they can be quite tricky, because they can teleport, and you'll have wee cultists as well. You'll have like the corrupted guardsmen, and you'll have the Anubis-type warrior things. Plus your Terminators and all that lovely shit. But like I say, the campaign is quite short, which I found a wee bit irritating. I was like, is that it over already? Is it really? Okay, time for Space Marine 3. We've spent like 5 years making this, and I've finished in 2 days. So it's a wee bit galling that way, but you've got your operations mode.
And that's what we're going to talk about now. Operations mode.
And this is your PvE. There's also PvP. Ignore that. PvE operations, and there's 6 levels. I think they're going to add more. And it's just various parts of the campaign where you're helping out Titus. You know, you're like, oh, you'll plant a bomb, or you'll kill this, or you'll shut this gateway down, or you'll blow things up. This is where you grind, and this is where you can get your most out of the chapters and customization and all that jazz. You need to unlock it all, though. You need to finish the missions to make money, and that's how you unlock more colours. You don't unlock the chapters themselves by, getting a certain rank. You just need to buy it all, but it takes ages, and the levels, my God, the operations mode's fucking hard. It's so difficult. I was a wee bit, taken aback, because they'll get swarms and they'll hit you anywhere, and things will change. The layouts of the levels are the same, but the items will not be there, and things like that. And you can get your gene seed to take that to the end of the level for extra pointage, and you get guardian relics, which let you get knocked down, because you can only get knocked down a certain amount of times before game over. And I think that's 2 or 3, so you don't get an awful lot of knockdowns. Get those guardian relics and covet them closely to your chest. I don't know how it works in co-op with all these relics. I don't know if it's a real player or 3 real players. I'm a real player, but you know what I mean. 3 people playing, is there 3 relics in the spot, or is it just you need to share? And do one fail, does all fail? I imagine so. I don't know about that, but I play it on my own, and I sometimes struggle, and sometimes it's just a nice leisurely jaunt through a park. But this is probably one of the most addictive games I've ever played in my life, especially recently. More so recently, in fact. So yes, I am absolutely loving it, and I heartily recommend buying the game. There's loads to unlock as well, not just chapters, colours and insignias, but different armour types, and different types of gun. You can level up all your guns, and that it just takes ages. But if you're into the grind, if you like games like that, if you like replaying things over and over again to just get the best shit, you're going to love this, because you'll be here for a while. And it behaves very much like World War Z in the way that you see your guns, and the progression bar is the same, and you'll need money to unlock the better versions of the guns and different skins and all kinds of wonderful stuff. I thought the battle bards would have been a wee bit more explorable. I was led to believe it was more like a hub, or I think I've just maybe said that to myself, going, is this going to be like a bit... It is a hub, but it's separated by loading screens, and it's not very explorable. It's very much linear. I'd like to see that expanded upon in the future. No loading screens and let me just run around like the Fortress of Doom and Doom Eternal. Thought it was going to be more like that, but it's not. Which is a bit, I mean, you get 2 rooms to explore when you're in operations mode, and the rest of it in campaign mode is just, you're just taken through it by the hand and then told to piss off on your next mission. Kinda pointless. It's like Mafia games with their open worlds and it's a linear game. Kinda pointless. But never mind, it's a miniature gripe, isn't it? It's a miniature gripe. I love this game. I do. I've been waiting 12, 13 years for another Space Marine. I hope we don't have to wait that long for another one. In future titles, I'd actually like to see vehicle missions, or at the very least get to walk about as a Terminator or a Dreadnought, because there are Dreadnoughts in the game and they're cool. The Hellbrute, the Chaos version of the Dreadnought, it's an absolute wank. You'll get a bit of a doing from it, so enjoy! And that's really all I have to say on this topic now. I love it. Buy it. If you can't afford it, get it when it's cheaper. But definitely give it a go. I recommend it. And play the first one. And play Bolt Gun. Great games. Great games!
Get it up, you.